Dun dun dun. I'm getting a lot of reflection off the monitor. This do like this here. But so the questions I have is to your questions there, Mike. So what did you guys do with the survivors of mine disaster? There's a station. There's a station or two you could leave them in the asteroid field itself. Other than that, the closest actual planet would be to take them back to Mars itself.
Hmm. Mars is pretty close.
Are these Martians?
They are predominantly human.
And why are Mars? I'm sorry. I apologize. Let me back up a second here. I'm so sorry, Captain. Forgive me, I'm confused. Mars is awash in conflict and turmoil, and frankly, I can't imagine they would be either safe or, frankly, comfortable in such surroundings. Would it not be best if we took them back to their home world, where they could receive all the comforts attended to such suffering people?
We can stop at Mars first. It's no problem.
Of course, Captain, of course. I will bow to your extraordinary wisdom. Because, yes, indeed, the comfort of Mars could guide them to peace and rest as they recuperate for...
Oh, no, I thought you would be feeling a little homesick.
Usually he's thrown slightly off by that. Homesick? I'm sorry. Forgive me, I can't seem to locate Thargan. It seems he's feeling a bit under the weather, and I'm forced to interpret all of your facial expressions myself. You understand, it's very confusing for me. Vaguely simian features throw me off from time to time. Okay. Captain, I'm gonna go visit Thargan in sickbay with the other suffering people, and I can see what I can do to provide comfort for them as well.
Yes, you go and do that.
He moves away, but he's moving quickly, as if distracted or perhaps fleeing. You aren't sure. That's unusual body language coming from him today. He glides out of the room.
Captain gets a little smug smile on his face. I found his sore spot. I'm going to go up to the bridge. Hey, Cora.
Yeah?
Can you set a course to Mars so we can just kind of make it look like we're going there, but we're going to go really to Earth?
So you want me to set a fake course to Mars?
Well, we're going to Earth, but we can go by the way of Mars, you know. Our Martian passengers might want to see their home world. They might want to think they're landing on their home world.
What brought this on?
If I'm going to be honest, revenge.
That's what I thought.
Luckily,
I got all sentimental for him.
Luckily, the Martians cannot conceive of you having such petty emotions. So,
yeah, I mentioned going to Mars, and he was quiet. He was dumbfounded.
So this isn't for altruistic reasons. This is just purely out of revenge.
Revenge and malice, meanness.
Do realize these guys are passengers on our ship, right?
Yeah, but they don't get off. Passengers, get off ships.
Paying us.
And they will continue to pay us. Just want to make them know that Mars is always a possible place to go.
All right, but I reserve the right to say I told you so when this blows up in your face.
Oh, it won't.
Are you sure about that?
You shouldn't question your captain.
I'm not questioning you.
My, someone has.
Say I told you so on this bus.
Not on my ship.
Ah, and that right there is the effects of the conditioning which you've been subtly applying to him the entire time.
Hey, like I said, you're the captain and I'll plot the course, but I have a bad feeling about this.
That's another catchphrase from another. I think I'll go see what who's our chef?
Let's see. Cookie is both. He works in the. He makes everything taste like cream corn. He is both the chef and the doctor.
Okay.
I'll
go see if I can figure out how to actually put taste stuff.
So the next question I have is William. There's no role for setting a course to Mars because it's no, this is or setting a course for Earth. It'll take you kind of by Mars. It's a little out of the way, but it's still no big deal there. My next question is, what are you going to do with your Nazi prisoner? Currently in the ship's brig, not being guarded by Romani since he can't handle that.
I think we'll turn him over to the Americans.
All right.
Oh no! Actually, the captain would like that. Go ahead.
All right. So we will smash cut to that visit there.
All right.
Of course, so he's there, and he is certainly he's woken up from being stunned. Of course, he's got a bum leg that's been somewhat treated by what medical stuff you have there, and looking, he's pretty angry looking.
All right. So Martian comes gliding in, and he looks like an ethereal cloud of beautiful, glittering, shivering fabric floating behind him, and just glides in, and he comes upon the prisoner as if he didn't expect him to be there. Ah, well, there you are. My, is the incarceration cells large enough for you? Jimmy, he looks around.
Jimmy just kind of appears. Yeah, Prince.
Could I have a chair? And yes, thank you. Right, place it right there.
Sure thing. All of a sudden, just like produces a chair from somewhere nearby, sets it down.
All right.
Anything else?
Oh yes, and please check on Fargan and take him some of that delicious that stuff. The the stuff from your bovines.
The ice cream? Milk?
No.
Cheese?
No. Lots of ice cream.
Steak?
Steak. So many things come from your bovines, Jimmy. The thick stuff that's sort of like cream, but not cream. Yogurt. Yeah.
Yogurt. You want yogurt? Oh, I'll get you some yogurt.
No, not for me. Thargan.
Well, I'll get. Sure thing. I'll get Thargan that yogurt.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much, Jimmy. And in the event that anyone comes to the door, just explain to them that there's nothing of interest here at all. No.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Sure thing, friend.
Silence of the lamb.
So he turns around, he looks at the chair, then he takes a cloth, wipes it down very quickly, and he glides himself into the chair. He looks at him, just gazes at him.
Kind of sitting there with his arms crossed, to say,
So, you have you and your people have been enjoying Mars, have you? Yes.
yes, it has been quite the boon to my people.
So glad.
So much usable technology.
That's very nice. So then you're finding the weather to your liking?
What was that? I'm sorry.
You're finding the weather to your liking?
Well, no, it'd be nice if it wasn't so hot and dry, but one day we will figure out how to fix that too.
Yeah.
It's what we do.
Of course. Well, certainly many of the great machines which reside upon Mars control weather too.
We have heard rumors of that, of how advanced your people used to be.
Yes, we were once quite powerful. In some small respects, sometimes we still are.
For now.
Yes. So, and from within the folds of his cloth, I am spending a story point, or whatever the hell they call it in this game.
Story point, yeah.
I'm spending a story point. Because, and he holds out this tiny little, it looks sort of like a box, but it has like pointy metallic spokes coming off the top of it. And then it's resting on like a tripod. It's all silver, uniformly silver. He goes, this, for instance, have you ever seen one of these before?
Does not look familiar, no.
No. It is an ancient piece of technology which my people created when we wish to have conversations with people who did not wish to have conversations with us. It is an extraordinarily semi-autonomous piece of technology that is completely voice activated.
He kind of stiffens up. It's like, I have been trained to resist torture.
Yes, as most of the people whom we have been at war with at one time or another. What makes this unique is that what it does is it enters the host by whichever available physiological opening happens to be immediately accessible. You have, as a human, no less than 2, 4, 5, 6. You're male, right? 7 potential access points for this device. It is indifferent as to which one it uses. And it would then make its way through your body and attaches itself to the memory creation centers of your brain. I personally love this thing. Well, I'm saying you euphemistically, of course. I don't mean like you, though it could be you. It could really be any human. But
Not threatening, but
just saying.
But
So I'm hoping that I could just put this little lovely toy of mine back where I found it, and you'd be willing to answer my questions like a civilized Nazi.
he stares at you and is like, I will not betray my empire for the likes of you or anyone on this ship.
Oh. We have frequently remarked to our captain that his capacity for loyalty is simply extraordinary. We have found this trait amongst humans to be perhaps the most, frankly, uplifting. On him, on you, well now, you're a Nazi on my planet. And no one's here to protect you. That means myself and my little pet have quite a good time. Yes? Don't worry. It won't hurt much.
It kind of fixes you with the gaze like, I hope you realize what my people will do to you and yours for what you have done and what you're going to do.
Oh, please, you overestimate your importance. You are a very minor cog in a very big machine. They will barely notice your absence. However,
But they will notice that I have failed, and they know what ship I was traveling on.
But that won't matter. Not after I'm done with you. You will be a shell of whatever you used to be. A cracked, broken, bitter little shell.
And I leave it to my people to avenge me.
You won't even know who your people are right till I'm done with you. I breathe on it and it starts writhing around in a very fluid, liquidy sort of way. And then it runs off of my hand into the cell, and I wait for the screaming to stop.
Let's see. That's going to be a lot of screaming. He rolled pretty well on his resistance roll, so it's going to be there for a bit as it goes to do its thing.
All right. The longer he resists, the more it hurts, the longer it lasts. It's a party up in here. Jimmy! I have to say loudly over the screaming, I need popcorn!
Sure thing! It was like a knock a little bit later, and he's just like, hand you some popcorn.
He just puts it through the door. He doesn't want to come in.
Nope, doesn't want to come in.
All right.
So
we can smash cut away while that happens.
while that screaming is going on. Tessin, you were on your way to find Cookie, whose name is actually Jeff, if I recall properly. Yes. Yes, he thinks his name is Jeff. We all call him Cookie.
He makes everything taste like cream corn, even if it sounds devastating.
Cookie, how'd you make this steak taste like cream corn?
Just that talented. But he is. If you're looking for him in the galley, he's not in the galley.
Cookie. Cookie. Wondering the
You find all of his name tags.
Cookie.
He has 12 name tags. All of them say Jeff on them, and then there's a line drawn through Jeff where someone else has written Cookie in magic marker.
But yeah, he does not answer your calls in the galley. The only noise in the galley is, you know, the noise of the ship's engines and, you know, whatnot. You can hear a little better from here, but
That is concerning.
Confound it. Where is he?
well, he does have a couple of jobs. He's also the ship's doctor, apparently.
Oh, wait, sick bay. He's in Thargan.
Damn it.
Yeah, he's probably taking care of the Martian. I'll make myself a hamburger. How hard could it be?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Just as long as you don't burn the galley down.
Luckily, the galley is mostly metal, so.
What is that alarm going off? Like, oh, it says there's an internal fire. What the hell?
That'll be fine. The captain will be fine. He's seen hamburgers prepared dozens of times.
So while the captain attempts to make himself a hamburger, because how hard that could be, we'll smash cut to the bridge, where the Solar Star on course to go by Mars on its way to Earth. Corey, the intercom goes off.
Intercom in the ship, or like message coming through?
Internal. It's the ship's intercom. There on the bridge starts to beep.
Bridge, what do you want?
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
And you hear the distinct voice of Cookie / Jeff. Like, hey, it's Jeff. Is the captain up there by chance, or?
No, he went looking for you.
No, he hasn't found me yet. Well, we got a bit of a problem down here. Are we heading to Mars? Are we heading to where are we heading? Where are we on course to?
He's got me on course to Mars and then Earth.
Well, that's a good thing. Dr. Yuri and I are here with them with Thargan, and we can't we can't figure out what's wrong with them.
Hold on a second.
I don't know enough about Martians to.
You green-blooded bastard.
Hold on a second. She switches it over. Captain?
Yes?
You're wanted in the infirmary.
Okay, I'll be there in a bit.
No, now.
I'm on my way. Expression, jeez.
Make it faster.
Hey, I'm the captain. It's my ship.
So?
Oh, I'm eating my burger on the way to the infirmary.
Just to engage the mechanics, Captain, why don't you give me an ingenuity and craft roll here? Let's see how your burger does taste.
6.
Gave yourself food poisoning, didn't you?
No, I rolled a 15. I made a pretty damn good burger.
Good burger.
It's the first thing you've had in a while that doesn't taste like cream corn.
Wait, so this is what food actually tastes like?
Wow.
And since it's like 1930s, I'm drinking coffee with it.
Naturally.
Of course.
They drink coffee with everything.
Black coffee with everything.
Well, it's staying awake for the war effort. So,
Right. Alright, so you make it to the infirmary there, Captain. And Jeff, or as everyone else calls him, Cookie, and Dr. Yuri are kind of they're staring at some readouts.
What's going on?
Oh, so Sargon is laying on the exam table there, and being, let me get the description. That's all I wanted to do. Let's see. All right, so being part of the Midori cast, he's usually his skin is usually kind of a coppery red color. However, it's good that he's pale, far more paler than usual. It's almost kind of turned into kind of a pinkish hue.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know. These readings don't seem to make any sense, and anytime I try and come up with a treatment for it, it doesn't seem to do anything. I maybe picked something up from and you guys said he fought a couple of things there, and he was locked in some kind of some kind of giant insect or something like that. Maybe he picked something up from that. I don't know.
Jimmy.
Yes, Captain.
Never thought I'd say this. Bring the other Martian here.
I don't know. He's pretty busy right now, Captain. I don't think he wants to be disturbed.
Well, if he wants to be the only Martian on the ship, he should come. If not, perfectly fine with me.
I'll go tell him. So we smash cut to the holding cell where the screaming has died down and become kind of the twitching portion of it as the thing starts to take hold. When there's a knock at the door and you hear Jimmy's voice. Prince, I hate to bother you. I know you're busy, but there's something going on in the infirmary. Captain says he needs you.
of course, Jimmy, I shall be along directly. Now, little Nazi. Here's what I want you to do while I'm away. I want you to writhe in pain. That's all. Just be in pain till I return.
Well, looks like he'll have no problem handling that.
And then when I come back, I can make the pain go away. Don't worry. I'll be back soon. Or if I don't come back, you'll wish that I'd killed you. Then he glides gracefully away from the chair. And Jimmy.
Yes, friend.
What did you mean there's something? I'm walking as I'm talking. What did you mean there's something going on in the sick bay?
I don't know. Sargon's real sick, and Cookie and Dr. Yuri can't figure out what to do about it.
He stops. As if kind of standing thinking. Sargon is very ill, you see?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jimmy. He walks much faster now towards the sick bay. Once he makes it there, he kind of glides in his vaguely grandiose and way through the door, stops and looks at Thargan.
Thargan is gone from copper red to pinkish.
He walks over to Thargan. He's down in front of him. He looks like he's about to touch Thargan, then reconsiders. Thargan, you're not allowed to die.
You kind of hear this kind of low, kind of grumbly, "Yes, my friends."
Oh, very good, very good. What's wrong with him?
Cookie and Dr. Yuri are like, it's like he's been exposed to something, but we can't seem to figure out what it is, and it doesn't respond to any kind of treatments we've been able to come up with.
It's odd. I was in all of the locations that he was I not? I do not seem to demonstrate these symptoms.
Well, I mean, what all did he do that wasn't, there's parts where he wasn't with you, or did he do something that you guys didn't? I mean,
Thargan did.
he was telling the story about fighting some glowing insect thing, but I can't see where that's doing anything. I mean, he did seem to enjoy smashing that Nazi gear, but
You fight one of those sort of Martian apparitions. And at one point, he was separated from us. Is it one of those things? I'm actually thinking, is one of them actually supposed to be venomous? One of the things
the spider was venomous.
Okay, so do I need to make any kind of roll to determine whether or not I specifically know if that is a potential possibility, or because he may think it is, but he can't be sure. That's not really his specialization, but you can try.
Yeah, but you've been on native of Mars there, so that's gonna certainly help. Give me, just give me awareness and ingenuity.
Okay, am I at any awareness and ingenuity? Do I add any bonuses or anything?
It's gonna make it. It's gonna make it easier. It's just the fact that you're native Martian is gonna make it easier for you to. No, it's gonna move you down the difficulty table there if you want me to roll this high.
15.
Nice. Let's see. Yes, you're there, and let's see here. Let me look it up here real quick. Let's see.
I'm working.
Yes. You dig around there, and he is demonstrating. Textbook exposure to black silk spider venom, which is the apparition that he was fighting when you guys came upon him in the mining tunnels there. It can be lethal, and left untreated will be lethal. But it causes paralysis, wasting, you start getting organ shutdowns, becomes hard to breathe, becomes impossible to breathe, and then you die.
I see. Actually, he was fighting a black silk spider apparition, and it appears that he has been envenomated. I don't suppose you have any anti-venom for black silk spiders upon your ship? No?
Yuri and Cookies shake their heads.
Any idea where we can find it?
Yes. Mars. But
Sure.
since we were going that way anyway.
I call Cora.
Yeah.
Change of plans. We're actually going to Mars.
Any particular spot?
Look over to
That would be, hang on a minute, because I was looking at this. Let's go the south of what you call Olympus Mars, of Olympus Mons. That would be the province over which I have ruled for generations.
Should I let him know it's you?
Let it be a surprise.
All right.
Okay.
I will, of course, need to make contact with some specific individuals to ensure speedy treatment for Thargan. If you would allow me to make those calls myself, it would be much more efficient.
Sure, go ahead.
All right. I radio ahead to some people who know me and are friendly.
Well, you do have the trait of friends.
I do.
They'll be there for you.
All righty.
Oh, jeez.
And it's a major trait too.
Yeah, you have major friends.
Glad I got that. All right. I call up some friends. Actually, do I know any specifically who are medical?
Let's see here. Let me look up what friends does here specifically here.
It's like a Death Eater. Weird.
Patient packages.
Thank you.
Mars is a nasty, nasty planet. Goodness gracious. Like everything kills you.
Yeah, well, yeah, actually, it kind of everything does try and kill you there, pretty definitely there. And having their environment wrecked essentially just turned everything into
A death dealing where everything is hungry and wants to eat you or kill you painfully, then eat you. Or
pretty much.
Or worse yet, not quite kill you and then eat you.
Let's see.
Trump picks El Chapo to run DEA.
Do what?
Trump picks El Chapo to run DEA.
Wouldn't surprise me. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be classy. The DEA is going to be huge and wonderful. All right, and with a with it being a major trait, then yeah, you can totally have someone who is medically inclined, and that is up to you to define here.
All right, his name will be Ilmathar. Ilmathar. Illmathar.
Thar, Emathar.
Sure. And he is the doctor who attended my glorious entrance into the Martian royal line. And he's actually a good doctor, just a very good doctor who also happens to, and he is a good doctor to whomever he's treating. Okay, I put in a call to Ilmathar.
So it takes a minute, but he comes on the radio there. It's like, you kind of hear a little incredulous, like, Prince?
Hello, Ilmathar. It is so good to speak with you again.
I must admit that I am surprised. I am relieved and I am happy to hear from you, to be certain, but all things considered, I am truly surprised.
Surprised.
My apologies. I was unable to speak with everyone that I was to speak with before it was necessary for me to take an extended sabbatical away from Mars. You understand.
Oh, I understand, and you have been missed, my friend.
That is very kind of you to say, and will be rewarded, of course, in due time. However, in the immediate, there is a matter of some great concern, and I believe that you might be most helpful in addressing it. Unfortunately, it seems that Thargan has decided to kill a black silk spider, and it seems to have envenomated him. And when I saw this, I immediately thought of your extraordinary expertise.
Well, most people run from such things, but Targan always was a little different there. But
He's exceedingly brave.
Without a doubt, I can treat that. And most people who are exposed to such things don't live to tell the tale, but that's usually because the spider has eaten them.
No, I assure you, Thargan murdered that thing, made it very dead.
Quite impressive.
Of course. So we will. Is your the place for which you receive patients, is it still in the same location, or has it moved?
It is still in the same location. I have been allowed to continue to practice medicine.
Though I know it goes without saying, I would appreciate, given Hawkins' delicate constitution and rather extraordinary pride if you would keep this sudden and necessary visit into your care under the greatest of discretion. Yes?
Well, absolutely, my friends. It will remain a secret.
Thank you, Dr. Ilmada. We will be there directly. I look at them.
Well, I hope so. Black Salt. There's only so long before the effects of Black Salt spider venom become irreversible.
You see, Martian, STNX, for those who are looking at him, can see the look on his face is very strange. He looks very, very, very stressed. But the expression keeps coming and going, like it comes and then he realizes his face is betraying stress, and then it goes away, and then it comes back. So, it's like
You okay there?
he looks at you. Of course, Captain. We are due to land directly on Mars, yes?
Cora, what's our ETA?
A couple hours out.
What's that?
You're a couple of hours out at your current speed.
A couple hours.
Is there any way perhaps we could go faster? He asks politely.
Do you want to go faster, Captain?
Faster? Faster? Do you want to go faster? I would say so. Things are pretty serious here.
All right. So let's have a roll for me here, Cora. Give me coordination. It's going to be transport. And then you're going to add +2 to that for your Rocket Woman trait.
I will, of course, be in the sick bay. Captain, if you should require me. He gets up, leaves the bridge. If not hastily, then quickly.
Coordination transports.
11, 15.
And you can add 2 for your Rocket Woman.
Oh my God, that's out of network.
17.
Oh yeah, 17. Yeah, you could definitely you cut that time in half. Push the ship properly, tighten up your course.
All right.
We switch from the fireworks coming out of the back of the ship to the sparklers.
That's right. Kick it up a notch there, right? It's just like really start cranking that traveling mat behind it too. That those stars are just flying by.
Captain's walking. Never noticed a string in the middle of the ship before.
What happens if I cut that? Oh my God, we're folding. Tragic string break.
Flash Gordon Drive.
Savior of the universe. Oh, so the ship is accelerating.
Yeah, SDNX is way to sick bay, and once there, sits down in a chair, out of the way of the people taking care of Thargan, and just sits. And to all appearance, just kind of stares off at nothing.
All right. So I think we will advance time here a little bit.
When we last left our crew, they were heading towards Mars.
And now Mars gets big in the window.
Planet basketball.
Or is that basketball?
Basketball? Basketball?
Basketball. What?
No.
Who doesn't like basketball?
I heard your mom's sleeping with Squeak.
Ah, poor Squeak.
I think one time in the movie came up, hey, I heard your mom sleeping with me.
Oh, excuse me. Let's see. Awareness and technology. All right. As Mars gets big in the window, Cora, if I could get an awareness and technology roll from you.
Mm. 15.
I should have rolled better than that. Your radars pick something up coming from Mars. Specifically, it seems that something has launched from the Nazi-controlled territory on Mars. And since you rolled a 15, given its arc, could be moving them into an intercept course.
Captain, we got a problem.
What's going on?
There's a ship coming up. Looks like it's going to intercept from the Nazi section.
All hands. Battle stations.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Then the big ass gun in the top.
I think it stays where he is.
All right. So, the rest of the crew is certainly moving around, putting themselves in a position there. All right. Looking at some ship stats here.
Turbo boosters.
Turbo boost. Yes, it has resolved itself into it is a German rocket fighter, little two-person interceptor. There's a quartet of light ray cannons for armament, usually a crew of 2.
Excuse me.
Is just one coming at us?
Yeah, just one right now.
Cora, turbo booster being an invasive
Dog
escape.
barking at the crew's dog starts barking at the rocket fighter as it starts coming in.
That's what we add to NPCs. Sparky.
Okay.
Prepare the guns in case they attack.
Alright, so we're going to try and lose them and kick in the turbo boost.
You got it.
Alright, I like it. Alright, so turbo boosters. Alright, so we're going to spend a story point. So we're going to spend a ship story point there for that. And you're going to give me, let's see. Yeah, it's going to be another piloting role. So it's going to be coordination. It's going to be, coordination, transport, and add 2 for your rocket woman. And then we will add 4 to that for the turbo boosters.
$18, 24.
Wow.
It's more 26 because you're getting 6 for the turbo booster.
8. That was 9. 14. 18.
And 2 for your rocket woman.
20.
And 4 for the boosters.
24.
Yeah, 4 for the boosters.
24.
Well, that is not just a success, but that is an extraordinary success as you managed to beat them handily. Whatever the, that's not what I wanted to pull up here. Yeah, fantastic success. So yeah, the rocket ship curves up there. Of course, it is emblazoned with Nazi logos on it and whatnot. And it powers up its guns and starts to demand in German that you power down and prepare to be boarded, essentially. You with that role are having none of that, and there's a bit of a chase there, but then you kick in the turbo boosters and outmaneuver them despite the Solar Star's larger size, and as you play chicken around the tiny Martian moons there, Phobos and Deimos there, just kind of in and out, doing some great asteroid flying, essentially. And then your scope is clear.
Absolutely. No.
No. Yes. I'm a leap on the wind. What does that mean? Yep, and the Nazis are gone. You have successfully lost.
Be soon. I'll see you.
Nice flying, Cora.
Of course.
Beautiful and modest too.
All right, that's going a little too far there.
Hey, it's the 30s. I can't be patronizing.
Like all the things that pass for such stuff there.
Could have said, hey, that dame knows her ships.
Yeah. So last night I kind of made Andrea watch the latest riff tracks they put out, Trucker's Woman.
Oh God.
Oh my God, they've got I think they've got a special running this weekend for whatever it is. I recommend picking it up because that movie is so insanely terrible. It's just magnificent, and it is so very sad. We're talking about the latest riff tracks they put out, Trucker's Woman. It is bizarrely set. It's so very 70s. It's got a bunch of generic white people in it. It just kind of bounces from one scene to the next. The film is in such bad shape, it looks like it was filmed on like wax paper almost, even though it's from the 70s. The outfits are very 70s. The plot is so very 70s. You've got like, a guy is trying to figure out why his truck driving father was killed because, and it turns out his father was trying to organize the independent truckers, and the crime syndicate that was running the trucking terminal didn't like that because they were moving stolen goods, and so you got a bunch of generic, gangster types and whatnot. Very generic. And like the main character's hair looks like it's been shaped out of plastic. There's one guy whose suits are just like violently plaid.
Wow.
And but like there's so like the main character is trying to hook up with this woman, I guess the trucker's woman, and she's kind of playing hard to get, and resorts to stalking her, breaking into her hotel room while she's in a towel from taking a shower, essentially throwing her down the bed while she's saying no. So then there's sexual assault. She hooks up with him anyway, and then later on, we graduate to stealing her car with her in it and kidnapping and then driving recklessly and then trying to kill 2 other people by almost running them over with her car. And I'm like, the things you get away with in the 70s and somehow call that romance.
Right. It's like a really bad version of Smokey and the Bandit.
Ew.
Yes.
It's a really nasty, wrong version of Smokey and the Bandit.
Yes. It's
so wrong. It's like Smokey rapist. It's
pretty much
Smokey and the Rapist Bandit.
Pretty much, yeah.
The trucker, I automatically thought of BJ and the Bear, and that's why Smokey and the Bear came out of my mouth.
Smokey and the
Bear. Mike, generic white people is what you get when you can't get the high-end white people.
Pretty much.
like, okay, because every now and again I watch a movie, and truly the 1970s were chock full of them, where you're kind of
oh God, yes. Yes, just
and you kind of look, and they all kind of have that vaguely. I don't even know how to describe it except that. And
it's hard because it just looks like like I said, it just looks like you just kind of took a bunch of people and found the aggregate look of them, and then that person somehow gained sentience.
It's like you took the entire cast of Sleepaway Summer, which I only vaguely remember this movie. That deserves a riff track, if anything ever did. And, they have curly blonde hair, and they're all from California, and they're like, yeah, man. But I can't do it because I still sound vaguely black when I do it. But we all know it when we see it. In which case, part of me mentally checks out because I know I will be able to relate to nothing. There will be skateboards.
Yes, of course.
So I'm sorry, I left at a critical moment, and I don't know where we left off. I had to wrangle my dog who met someone new.
It's a very big moment for Isabel.
But, oh gosh,
nothing major happened. We crashed the spaceship.
I'm sorry, what?
Everyone died. New characters?
Oh, man, I hate that. Dargan will live, though.
Well, he promised not to die, so.
Ironically, he was ordered not to die. He won't die. And furthermore, at this particular moment, the prince is staring at him the entire time, explaining to him in no uncertain terms, you have been ordered not to die. You realize you simply can't. You're not allowed.
It's like it's the way that it is. But
Um,
now, thanks to some incredibly amazing flying by Cora, the German interceptor is no longer behind you. You've managed to shake it pretty handily, and it is off over the horizon somewhere.
how many experience points does it take for me to buy a psychic power? I remember off the top of my head.
Let's see. I'd have to go. I think it's like 2 for a minor and 4 for a major.
Okay. Just checking. All right, never mind then. It doesn't matter. I only have one.
Let's see. All right. So yes, you guys are able to land on. You guys are able to land without any incident if that's what you guys want to do.
No, my only thought is to get Thargan to Dr. Ilmatar as quickly as possible. Ilmatar. Ilmatar. That's
Ilmatar. So yeah, you guys are able to land on Mars without being hassled, without an excellent roll by Cora.
yay.
You're welcome.
I hope we don't get caught up in customs.
That's funny.
Do you have anything to declare? Yes, the sick Martian.
um
And the prince.
no, we are not going the we're taking a custom entrance into the portion of the city into which we are journeying. So there. I presume when we get there, once I acquire, do they know? Well, did we stay where we were landing?
That's where you
I
guys.
told them where to land, so presumably there's a car waiting for me when we get there.
He wants to land.
Yeah. He'll have him. He'll have transport there waiting to get Thargan into the city there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then we will immediately transfer Thargan directly, remand Thargan into the care of the transport. I will, of course, also be attending that as well. And I kind of indicated such to the captain. I don't. Captain, in light of what I now suspect was an unexpected visit to Mars, if you have no specific business here, perhaps it'd be safer for you in the ship.
Okay.
However, if you do have specific business on Mars, it is understandable if you should wish to attend to that. And I will simply attend to Thargan.
Okay.
Come here.
What was that, John?
I don't really have any other reason to be here, so do what you need to do.
You've got to calm down. Hold on a second. Sorry.
While Mike calms down, Isabel, I'm gonna be right back. Actually, here.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Time for a bio break.
Hello, I am back.
All right. Hello, hello, hello.
Paging Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard.
Left my blender in the freezer a little too long. It's become solid ice cream.
Ooh, nice.
Tragedy strikes. Ah.
Right in the cold.
I've been on the downhill side of it for like almost 2 weeks now. It's weird. It's like it came on strong, and then it seemed like it was going away, and now it's just kind of lingering in this kind of. I go through stretches where I cough and like I get plugged up a little bit, and then it goes away. And I don't. It's like my body's just having a heck of a time just finally getting that final last push to get it out of my system entirely there.
Kind of overdo it. Try some Theraflu. I find Theraflu works really good for colds.
I have to look that up.
That linger stage.
Yeah, it's just annoying. It's like it'd be fine, and all of a sudden it's like you go to do something. It's like, you want to do something here? Let's just cough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how mine was too.
And it's like, there's kind of a stretch where I have to like call around the single copy dealers for like the return data and stuff, and invariably I'll be sitting at my desk and everything will be fine. I pick up the phone to call, and it's like, about the time someone answers the phone, it's like, and let's cough at them. It's like, God damn it. Really?
I'm back. Sorry.
All right. That's all good. Give me a chance to get to the kitchen, grab my ice cream.
Now you're just being mean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys string up here, we'll all go to Culver's and get some.
Nah, Culver's is way too far from my house for me to bother. It's out in Hilliard. Nah, I ain't going that far for ice cream.
Yeah, there's one that was, they opened one like in Flower Mound, which was a bit of a drive from where I'm from where I work there in Texas, but here it's like there's like 4 of them in La Crosse.
Oh, their headquarters, eh?
They're kind of a Wisconsin thing. I think they started there.
Yeah, there's like there's one on the south side. There's one on there's one on the south side. There's one kind of, and there's like 2 on Alaska. So
I do recommend Culver's the pub burger if they still have that going.
yes, yes, the Pretzel House pub burger is fantastic.
Yeah, I've heard the burgers are really good. I just have never.
They are.
Whenever I've thought about going there, it's busy, and I'm like,
Yes, that's the downside to Culver's is that, but they usually move the lines pretty quickly though.
Yeah, they're pretty good with lines.
Yeah.
And they're used to being busy, so it actually works out most of the time. But
I think there's like 3 in a 15-mile radius. There's one in Hoffman over by 59 and 90, and there's one off of Wise in Schaumburg, and then there's one up by your sister's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's exactly one in Columbus. And honestly, they're in a good place because where they are is quite busy, but goodness gracious. It's like that's it, just one. There's no dearth of competition in the form of other fast food.
yeah.
I would think that Columbus would have a lot of steak and shakes.
We have a couple of those, couple few, something like that. It's one up in Marion and one in Columbus. Every time I've gone Steak and Shake, though, I've always had a really miserable experience, so I don't go there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The one time we went, we stood and no one would seat us. And then another time I went and the food was just really meh. So I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
I think it depends really
I also,
on you go to, because I've been to some terrible ones and then I've been to some really good ones.
yeah, and I think I've had one bad experience in each one, and in both cases, they're really bad experiences. Not felt particularly compelled to go back.
I remember when we were in Columbus, '99. You guys still have Bob Evans there?
Still do.
Yeah, it was with to go see the fire. We were going to Bob Evans before the games, and we're all wearing our fire jerseys and stuff. And this one lady comes up to, "Who are you people?"
Fireman, man.
Yeah.
My response.
It's better now, if it's any consolation.
Oh yeah, they know who we are now, and they just
the intervening 20 years have gotten better. It's gotten better.
Yeah, now they go, oh, fucking Fire fans, get the hell out of here.
Hey, we managed to keep our Columbus crewmen. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I heard that. But the owner of the Browns bought him. It's like, yay! Oh no!
Oh no!
Well, on the other hand, the owner of the Browns wanted a team that would win occasionally. So, can you blame him? I mean, really?
So he bought the crew?
Hey.
Judge character.
Well, I see, but there's hope there, right? They're not the Browns, so.
No, the crew actually does quite well on a fairly consistent basis, despite what he would have you think.
I shouldn't talk. The Fire went from like one of the best run teams with the best players to like an owner doesn't he doesn't even care. They ban supporters.
What?
Yeah.
What? No, you gotta have hooligans. You gotta have hooligans. That's just kind of part of life with soccer.
Reporters weren't crazy or anything. I mean, they would go and have a good time. I mean, it's not like they were threatening people or anything.
Well, they went after one section because they lit off flares, and flares are.
Well, that I can understand.
And then they went after some visiting Kansas City fans after a game. Instead of trying to ban the people who actually were doing it, the bad apples, just the whole people. They revoked all their season tickets.
Section 8.
Oh, gosh, that's
They
brutal.
banned all of them from the stadium. And then the other supporters group rallied with them, and then they got their rights revoked for one game. Just like, don't you side with them.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
So-
you try to
I rarely go to the games now because I just got tired of the ownership apathy.
Mm-hmm.
And from my friends tell me now, it's like it's quiet. No one makes any noise, and it's like they're like, fuck it. If you want people to sit there and watch and not creating excitement in the stands, fine.
Yeah, your team will start losing because they're gonna feel like nobody cares.
Oh, no. They already are.
Yeah, they already are losing.
Oh, so yeah, it's sad. That's very sad.
Really good winning year since 2003.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. The crew have a pretty, I wouldn't say aggressive, but a very, very happy base of people, and they're particularly energized right now because they're staying as opposed to going. So,
I mean, the crew's always like, I'm not making enough money. I want to build a new stadium. You guys built that stadium. It's the first soccer stadium in Major League Soccer where you didn't have to go play in an NFL stadium.
or a basketball stadium or some nonsense. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like, we already, and so now they have to make a deal to actually build a better stadium closer to downtown. Like, where? There's no place to build it.
Yeah.
You can't have the baseball team, their old stadium. That's not going to work. Shoot, I can't think of what they're called right now. Yeah, I can't think of them right now. But the minor league team that's here, I think they're keeping their stadium. So I don't know what they're going to do. In any case, I'm sorry. We've diverged off into soccer. I'm sorry.
Back to Martian.
Back to exploring the Martian healthcare system.
Mhm.
All right, so Prince and Thargan are going to head off into the city in order to get Thargan some much needed care. Ilmathar is there, and of course is very happy to see you, Prince. And also says, I have
Yeah.
not, yeah, as loading up, he starts to examine Thargan. It's like, of course, I have not mentioned your visit to anyone. You should be able to get to my home without any incident.
Thank you. It is greatly appreciated.
Of course, my friend.
How go the resistance efforts?
Not as well as we had hoped. The reprisals have been quite severe.
Hmm.
The majority that are loyal to him have taken great joy in crushing anyone who opposes our new ruler.
Hmm. Of course. Of course. Well, I've been considering this problem. I think I've been approaching it all wrong. I've been trying to be subtle and indirect. I'm beginning to think that I'm going to launch a proper war. I'm going to need to make an impact.
What did you have in mind? How may I help?
For now, can you continue to do as you do? But yes, I think as I consider the best way to launch this, it will have to be an unmistakable, unambiguous application of a rather precise and devastating force. I have some thoughts, and I know a human, a very capable human, ironically.
Well, there have been those from time to time.
Well, in point of fact, he brought Thargan here post haste.
Oh, and
Before I asked, to be perfectly frank.
wow, and he may have saved Thargan's life. As had there been much more of a delay, I'm afraid he would have been beyond even my ability to treat.
Yes, I'm aware. I suppose I'll have to protect him in the upcoming scourge.
Oh yeah.
Suppose they aren't all hush.
Especially if he is an American, you know how the American forces like to come to the aid of their citizens and then take over everything.
Yes.
Americans from America.
We will have to discourage that unfortunate trait. You know, I can keep a couple of them. They gather two larger groups, they start trying to create democracies and what have you. Can't have that. Think of such a barbaric concept.
They have been quite active in the north, though.
Yes. A delicate matter of actually keeping the humans you like, and at the same time getting rid of the ones you don't to get off clannish. We'll work it out. Perhaps re-education. Something. I'll think of something.
Well, of course, my friend.
In the meantime, keep Thagen safe and... Oh, do you have anything, interior... How should I put this? To help a human... drug, perhaps, to help a human relinquish information they might otherwise be less than willing to relinquish. I mean,
I can come up with something, yes.
I have one of the
Driver lock keys and truck, sending another driver out to unlock.
I have one of the excruciators that we created for some aliens that we got rid of long ago. And while the excruciator is excruciating, he's proving to be remarkably resistant, remarkably argumentative.
No, I can come up with something for that.
It's a Nazi. I'm not entirely sure if I wanted to actually talk or just keep screaming.
Those.
Alas, he may have some actionable intelligence, so I'll need him to actually be coherent before the thing turns his insides into,
Yes, of course, my friends.
So, all right, I shall get out of here. I'll stay out of your way and let you do what you do. And please let me know when Thagen is ready to return to his duties.
Of course.
All right, I shall return to the ship. Thank you.
He nods.
All right. I leave Ilmathar's hospital and make my way back to the ship.
All right. So we smash cut back to the ship. Everything is reasonably quiet here.
I'm sure burgers. These have flavor, Cookie. Believe me.
And they're supposed to.
Captain, my name is Jeff.
I know that, Cookie.
The cream corn is just revenge.
I don't know anything about cooking. I don't know why do you guys keep calling me that?
Well, because you're Cookie.
No, I'm not. I've never been Cookie.
But you do cook.
Not willingly, but he does cook.
But you told me to.
That's what I hired you for, to be a cook. Therefore, you're Cookie.
And Jeff just kind of puts his head like this, like.
You'd think, as a matter of self-defense, he would learn to cook reasonably well enough to actually at least feed himself.
So yeah, he was trying his best to learn how to cook.
It's like pork fried. It was like chicken fried steak, chicken fried pork, chicken fried chicken, chicken fried fish, chicken fried.
Now, let me guess. They took the potato salad seasoned only with salt and with raisins.
Chicken fried bacon, chicken fried sausage, chicken fried.
Cookies, chicken fried everything.
Chicken fried.
Spam, egg, spam.
But you forgot the chicken fried spam.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Spam, and egg spam.
Spam.
Oh, that sounds so terrible.
Spam. Except when we run out of chicken, in which case then it's spam. Mostly chicken fried spam.
Spam, eggs, and spam.
Chicken fried eggs and spam. Wait, chicken fried eggs and then chicken fried spam.
Can I have egg, bacon, and spam without the spam? What?
Followed by a delicious piece of hot buttered chicken fried toast.
All right. So while the captain can't be disturbed because he is very busy training Cookie how to make everything not taste like cream corn.
Or chicken fried something or other.
Ugh, a little coffee fit there. Cora, what are you up to?
Just keeping an eye on things. Making sure we aren't followed, or there's no radio chatter.
Everything is and everything's quiet in at least in your vicinity. The Nazis that were trying to intercept you don't seem to have any real idea where you currently are. The intercom does kind of chirp up again there. And Romani's voice comes over the intercom.
There's an instant headache.
Hey, I haven't been taken hostage or anything.
You leave
But
it. That's good.
I haven't gone in because of what happened last time, but there are some really weird noises coming from the brig where the prisoner is.
I did sort of just leave him there like that.
I'm not going to go in and look because of the last time, because it might be a trap. I'm just saying.
All right, we'll
But
take
yeah,
a look.
a lot of weird noises.
All right, we'll take a look. Yeah,
I'm gonna go to another part of the ship entirely.
good. Stay there.
Yes, Cora.
Can you meet me in the brig?
On my way.
Can only imagine how this is gonna go.
So yeah, you guys meet at the brig, and sure enough, there's sounds of, let's call it a struggle. If there was someone else in there.
Oh boy. Let's take a peek, shall we?
Okay. Open the door slowly. Slowly, just enough so both of our heads can get in, look in.
Well, there's no one else in there. You do see laying on the floor of his cell your prisoner, who is drenched in sweat and is just writhing and contorted in what appears to be an extreme amount of pain.
Jimmy,
Okay.
Yes, Captain.
who was the last person to see the prisoner?
The prince.
Is he back yet?
I don't think so. No, I haven't seen him.
This would be a great time for me to make a gliding entrance through the door.
You know what? I like it. So yeah, Jimmy no sooner says that, but then here comes the gliding of the prince.
Yeah, I come and You know, the cloth draped elegantly across my arm, and my arm's just kind of floating in space as I come walking through the door. Oh, Captain! Cora, it is so good to see you both. He glances towards the door. He stops smiling briefly, then looks back at you and smiles again. How is the prisoner? I trust that he is most uncomfortable.
It seems he is. Were you doing anything to him earlier?
I asked him a few uncomplicated questions, and it seems that he was less than entirely willing to share details regarding certain operational matters, to which I explained that I insisted because, of course, our captain can hardly operate without actionable intelligence. I will not repeat what he said afterwards. I was most offended on behalf of the captain. So, after I expressed to him my great disappointment in his unfortunate choice of words, I then explained to him that such language regarding the captain and actionable intelligence that the captain might be able to use would be punished. I'm currently punishing him.
Is this gonna end up killing him, or is this just
It has
fun?
been, it has been my experience that most humans are not nearly so robust as our esteemed captain, or even yourself, Cora. So, I cannot speak to whether or not he will survive the punishment. However, it was not my intent to kill him, but merely make him exceedingly uncomfortable.
Oh, it looks like you pretty much have.
I aim to be as useful to the captain as is possible.
Captain, every time he talks about me,
He doesn't know who I'm talking about. I love it. So, have you had an opportunity to question the prisoner? I'm certain he would much rather see you than me. However, if you wish, I can utilize certain more aggressive tactics. I have had an opportunity to speak with our doctors, and I believe I have some thing that might be helpful. But only if you feel that your methods, I mean, after all, you are human and he is human, and therefore you should be able to question him in the way that humans do. I don't really understand your interrogation techniques. They seem inefficient. However, if anyone can accomplish this task, I'm sure our esteemed captain can. A man of many talents.
Clive was looking even more confused.
It's exhausting complimenting you all by myself.
I've asked you to stop doing that.
Stop doing what?
Talking about me.
I don't understand.
Don't compliment me.
Did I compliment him? I didn't. Did I? Did I? Have I been doing? Did I, Cora? I don't recall. I say what is in my heart, Captain. And sometimes my heart speaks loudly before even my mouth can stop it.
What did he tell you?
Oh, nothing. Mostly he just screamed and screamed. And then it was punctuated by moments where he was not doing anything else but screaming with some heavy breathing, sighing, crying, wailing. There's another word you use for screaming that I can't think of off the top of my head. But he did that too.
Shrieking?
He laid there and I told him to just writhe in pain until I returned. Is he writhing?
Look over.
Oh yeah, he's writhing.
Sure looks like it to me.
Yes, so right now he's writhing in pain. Perhaps you wish to question him now? I walk over. You can stop writhing in pain now.
Looks like he might have tried to do that, but it is not pain.
there may be some residual effects, owing perhaps to the specific human physiology. He may not recover quite the same as a Martian might. On Maduri, utilizing these techniques, I mean, frankly, it was going quite easy. If he'd been Maduri, this wouldn't really probably work at all. But yeah, you can ask him some questions, see if he responds.
What were the Nazis after on the asteroid?
His answer is labored, as one could imagine, given what he has been through. But he answers, we were after an artifact that the miners had found. We'd intercepted their communiques and took an interest in it because, well, we did not necessarily know what it could do. The ancient Arisians were quite powerful, and getting our hands on something like that could give us the edge that we needed. Then, when we gathered some reports of there being trouble in the few messages they were able to get out before contact was completely lost, we found that not only was it an artifact, but clearly it was some kind of weapon. And that made it a priority.
Oh. Who do you report to in the Nazi party?
I report to Johann Stromberg. He oversees our sensitive, let's see, what would be the best way to put it here? He oversees our acquisitions teams.
Does he currently know where you are?
He knows what ship I was traveling on, so. And you are a registered transport. He will find you eventually if he hasn't already.
Well, yeah.
He will have monitored the explosion in the asteroid field and knows that not only have I failed, but there was interference.
Yeah.
And you will all pay the price for that.
That sounded like a threat. Screaming pain
No.
now. Screaming pain.
So he screams, and it just seems like just explaining what Johann will do.
Agony. Writhing. Agony. Yes. I'm sorry, Captain. It is difficult to reason with a Nazi.
I have to agree with you on that.
Stop screaming, stop writhing.
Takes him a bit, but yeah.
What will happen to you?
What?
What will happen to you after you failed the mighty Nazi party?
Had I merely failed, I'd be reprimanded, but given what is happening now, I will be executed.
Oh.
Captain, if I may, I believe that we may have a use for this one.
How so?
Well, you see, I'm spending another story point, Bryce.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I have this lovely little device. You see, this one, unlike the one, I didn't mention what I used on him, did I?
No, I don't think I really want to know.
Okay. Well, we'll leave it at that then. This lovely little device, which actually it looks like a little round. It looks like a almost a little ball, but it looks like a ruby almost. Once it unfolds, it attaches itself to the brainstem and then latches itself very deeply into the hindbrain, where it, for all intents and purposes, turns someone else's person, in your case, person, human, turns someone else's human into your human.
So basically, it's almost like cleaning out his brain and reprogramming it.
Yes. And they will behave as you wish. They will do as you wish. They will spy for you if that is perhaps your interest. They will stand in front of a flaming blowtorch if that is what you like.
So they won't remember any of their former stuff.
Oh, doesn't matter if they remember or not. They will do as you say. They will be happy to do so.
So reprogramming.
It's more the complete crushing of will. But it would perhaps be a good idea to actually allow him to be properly punished in whatever way they wish to punish him, and then have him as a ready source of information when it is necessary.
Do it.
Of course, Captain. I breathe on it, and then I go on. And it scrambles down off of my hand and runs over to him.
Why all of a sudden am I thinking of Star Trek?
And yes, and it jumps on him and then burrows into the nearest body part it can find to make its way to his brain.
Ugh.
Just like Star Trek 2. Kill him, Peril.
The best technology is technology that you can just command. It will take approximately an hour before he will be ready to do as you wish, Captain.
How close are we from? How far are we from the Nazi whole territory?
They are in the central.
Let me bring up the map here, and we can find out. Let's see. Where's the map?
Oh,
Let me use a better map than this. There's a
rifle.
couple different maps here.
Venus Town.
Venus Town.
Expeditionary Force.
Let's see.
January.
Oh, gone horribly wrong.
I want to do. Okay, so you guys are by Olympus Mons, is established here. You're over there. Let's see. Where are the Nazis on this map? Okay. So, alright, let me push button, pull a lever here. Screen share it. Maybe? There we go. Red Mars. Actually, let's see. I'll come up on this one here because it's in the empty desert. This one's got Yeah, shit, no, that's not what I wanted to do.
Another bottle of alkaline water.
What the heck?
This is cool. I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
just opened up the Martian Gazette here. I think I want to try to make contact with the Shinari.
and for some reason my mouse is having a moment.
Shinari, isn't it the Shinari Chronicles?
The Chinari. I don't know how to pronounce that. Chan.
Shinari, I think is how it's pronounced.
Cha Sa.
I think it's Cha.
Chinari. All right, yeah.
Time now, computer.
That's a thought. They might be interesting.
Stand by. Technical difficulties.
Dun, 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 dun.
Come on. There we go. Maybe? I don't know. My mouse is having this weird freak out moment where it's like, no, you're not in control of your own computer. It's like, yes, I am.
You can see the mouse going.
Pretty much. Hello?
Oh.
Well, I had this foolish idea that I was going to share a map and show where the Germans are. But that seems to not be working out terribly well as the mouse is sorting out and I'm stuck like 5 windows away now. So basically you guys are kind of in the Olympus Mons is in the Western Highlands. The German controlled territory is kind of on the other side of the planet down by the southern polar region. But I mean, so if you're going over land, that would be, a ways. It's other side of a planet. But given that you have a rocket ship, I mean, you could pop up and do a suborbital thing and be there, pretty damn quick.
Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to just send them back with orders to report to us.
It would take them a little bit. Take them a bit to get there. But really, the Germans have ways of picking them up before he gets there, so it's not like you have to walk all the way over there. So,
they have bays.
They have bays, yes.
It will, Captain. He will have to be made to look as if he struggled mightily to escape.
Well, he does have a busted leg.
Yeah.
It is true. I suppose any further abuse may actually endanger his life, making him of no real value. Well, in this case, Captain, I believe now that he has been properly prepared, he is yours to command.
All right. Hey, Nazi.
Kind of groggily, like, it kind of comes around, like, yes, what can I do for you?
You know how to get back to your territory from here? And I show him a map.
Yes, I can do that. It will not be hard.
You will return to your people. And if they make any plans you hear about concerning my ship, you are to contact me.
Yes, I will contact you and let you know of any plans that they are making. I have no doubt that Johann will attempt to exact revenge for what you have done to interrupt to thwart his plan. So it is wise to have someone on the inside.
You bet it's wise.
I will do as you command.
Get on now. Get on with it then.
So he gets himself to his feet, unsteadily, of course. Okay, let's finally have control of my computer again. That's a nice change of pace. And like nods, and I will make up unless you have a story, I will make up a suitable story telling of my escape.
Fine.
You struggled with my crew, but overcame us and escaped.
Nods and shuffles him. But yeah, he starts shuffling for the exit there. There's definitely a bit of a limp there. You gotta send him to his leg as best he can, but Thargan did a right proper job of dislocating that knee.
Captain, if I may, it has been my experience that a truth is better than a lie, insofar as when one is concocting a story. Perhaps it is easier if he simply goes with the truth that he took a member of the crew hostage, placed them in his cell, a particularly gullible member of the crew, and then made his escape. Except in this case, he actually escaped, as opposed to nearly escaped. That way, he will not have to deviate too far in the event that they have measures to determine the truth of his statement.
You get that?
Yes, I will tell the story of how I convinced Romani to open the door and was then able to overpower him.
Okay.
I will contact you when I hear anything.
I'm sure you'll do an adequate job.
I think it gives you a Nazi salute and then turns to leave.
I think I like it better when the Martian compliments me.
And yeah, he shuffles him away, and you kind of hear the elevator activate to lower him down to the planet's surface. It's a lone figure limping away from the ship.
Elevator's like one of those cylinder things that comes down at the bottom of the ship, and
Of course.
the door slides open.
Yeah, I still thinking Duck Dodgers in the 24th and one half century. So, I via communication, I check on Thargan.
Emathar reports that he is responding well to treatment and should be ready to rejoin you in a couple of hours. Does recommend that Thargan take it easy for a couple of days afterwards in order to regain his full strength.
He should take his vitamin C and D
And B.
and B.
And R.
Vitamin M
R?
for Mars.
Yes. Vitamin R for, well, it's a Martian vitamin. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
It's a Martian
John Carter Mars chewable vitamins.
vitamin.
Yummy. And, I think that's a pretty good place, given the time, to call it for the evening.
All right.
Awesome. There's much mischief to be had.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and this way we don't get too much involved with it without having him will, so that he can properly partake in the mischief.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not. I hope I was using the story points properly.
Yeah, that's because the story points, some